This is Shadows in the Peaks, a Legends of the Five Rings actual play from Stories with Dice. If you're enjoying our actual plays, please subscribe to Stories with Dice so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to rate and review us. It really helps others discover the podcast. Follow us on social media to stay updated. You'll find the relevant links in the description of each episode.
Right. Well, as always, I'm joined by Marco, who has fireworks, or in this case, doesn't have fireworks. I can't hear anymore.
Yeah, the fireworks. I think that was the grand finale.
Okay, cool. Well, if you want to hear it, go to episode 9.
No, it won't
Scott.
show up on the. It's not going to show up on the recording.
Well, it was just for our entertainment. Scott, how you doing?
Good evening. Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. Charlotte?
I'm here, ready to go.
Excellent. Tony?
All good. Getting ready to.
Excellent. Well, let's get this shit done, as someone just said.
Are we gonna finish? I mean, I'm still wondering. Will we?
I don't know if
make
we're going to finish. Who knows? Well, you've all just come running into this room where your companion that you've been given, Muramoto Akari, has been attacked by something or has been infested by something, whatever. But thankfully, your Shigenja, who's cast an elemental ward over her, and she has sort of like shouted out, pointed in your direction, Hironobu, and then promptly fall on the floor, throwing up loads more black bile and stuff. At that moment that happens, the whole keep starts to shake, and you hear and you feel tremors going through the foundations of the keep. Things start to fall. You can hear some of the shoji screens cracking and snapping as the balsa wood sort of like snaps. Some of the screens tear. Some of the tatami mats move under your feet, visibly shaking. And there is a large noise that comes from outside the keep somewhere. Could you all please make a reflexes roll for me? If you've got acrobatics or something like that, that will be very helpful to use.
I've got either athletics or defense. Would either of those be?
Athletics is perfectly fine.
What about defense? It's tied into reflexes.
Unless you are a crab samurai, which has the technique to do that. No.
Well, boo.
So Hiroshi's managed to roll 32, which I think is pretty good because I got an explode on that one.
Yeah, nice. So I'm just looking for 15.
Akira has a
5.
21.
I think somebody just died with a 5.
Can I lend 10 of my result to Ayame, please?
Actually, you know what? Why not? You can help her. I'm more than happy to have that as a free raise. So. Yeah, no, well, you kind of fall over and you kind of stop Ayame from sort of like falling and hitting her head. But yeah, everything just trembles and rumbles probably for a good 3 minutes, and you can definitely see cracks that appear in the stone. You can hear people shouting and screaming from outside. Aya wanders off to go and see what's going on with the rest of the keep. She runs off. What do you guys want to do?
Hiroshi will immediately check. I'm assuming we're all fairly close to each other, aren't we, in terms of accommodations?
Yeah.
Hiroshi will immediately go and check Nori's room, which I'm guessing is in the same general vicinity. Because obviously we haven't seen her, and we don't know if she's been afflicted.
No. Yeah, you go and find her. She's kind of like wandering over to you. What the hell was that?
I don't know. But what was our dragon companion's name again?
Akari.
Akari is unwell.
She comes with you to see what's going on with Akari.
I'll go back in with her and see what's happening in the room.
Okay. I guess Ayame is just making sure that the elemental ward is up and her. I guess Hironobu and Akira are probably not going anywhere near her.
No, I will go out and ask any servants that I see passing by, like, what happened.
I don't know, my lord. I don't know.
Is there any damage on the castle? Anybody injured? Any fires?
The servants kind of look at you and go, I don't know. And they run off to whichever direction they were coming or going.
Do I know where? I guess I should go and see where is who was again the person who manages this castle?
So that is Zurai Tsutomo. He is the daimyo.
So probably I would try to see if he's around.
Yeah, so he's sort of like the second to top floor.
So I will go there, I guess.
Okay. What does Akira want to do?
He's going to look for Kobayashi.
Okay, you go in the direction of the tunnels.
Is Kobayashi in the tunnels?
Or at least, his quarters, which are nearby to the tunnels.
I think his name should be Kobayashi Maru, but that's just me.
Crossing the streams.
Yeah, literally. Okay.
So I'm going to stick around with our compatriot here. When one of them leaves, I'm going to get them to send a servant back here to help clean up.
And what does Hiroshi want to do?
What's the status of our Shugenja?
So Suzuminori goes over to her, asks someone for some water, and she sort of goes about sort of tidying her up a bit. She checks her over, she checks her breathing, and she checks to make sure that she's not hot or cold or anything like that. She seems to know what she's doing, and she says that she is alive and she is breathing, but she is unconscious.
Yes, there's 4 of us here with her right now. 4? Yeah.
Kira goes off, Hironobu goes off, yeah, so it's Hiroshi. Ayami, you kind of like wander off out to go and flag someone down.
As one of the 2 were running out, I was getting them to send someone back.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's Hiroshi, Ayame, and Nori are staying with Akami.
Right, well, Hironobu, you make your way up towards sort of the northern parts or the upper parts of the keep. As you kind of make your way up, you kind of have to kind of come out of the sort of like stone and kind of go into the wooden sections of the castle. And as you do, you go through a section that's sort of like half open to sort of like the mountain, and you can see deep in the mountains, looking across the to the north into the mountains over the sort of valley, you can see light in the sky. It appears that some of the volcanoes in the mountains have erupted. You're not a geologist. Clearly the Kami are very, very angry. And something is clearly happening further to the north.
Okay. That would explain
you can see
what's going on.
that outside there are various rock slides that have happened, and you can see that part of one of the villages that are just on the outskirts of the keep, half of it is trashed. It's just rocks and trees and stuff that have kind of crashed into the Eaters' village. Yeah.
I keep on going up.
You keep on going up. As you kind of get closer, 2 dragon samurai in armor bar your way. Crane, what can we do for you?
Yes, I just wanted to check what's going on and if there is any need of my help.
The daimyo is speaking with his advisors to find out what is happening. You will have to stay here.
I will. And then I sit down, I guess.
Nice.
No, I mean, I take my position, like to sit down properly and wait, I guess.
Yep. They kind of like take a step back, let you sort of like wait, I suppose. It's probably no more than sort of 10 minutes when the old lady that you know is coming past, and she looks down at you and says, Kikita-san, what are you doing here?
I bow and then say, I just came to see if there was anything I could do to help.
Yes, come with me.
Can I follow?
They look at the old woman, the 2 guards, and she says, he's with me. And they just stand aside, and she makes her way up into the keep itself. You go back to that main room that you saw the daimyo in. He is now sitting around a table with the various people, his various advisors around him. They're all kind of like looking at maps, and they're all kind of looking at various things on the table. They kind of look up when you and Muramoto Yuna come in, and he says, Yuna, thankfully, please come here. She wanders over and he asks what's happening. She then goes on to say that there is something not right with the Kami. The Kami have caused the mountains to erupt further to the north, but unfortunately, she cannot quite understand what that is. She says that this is the after effects of whatever's happened. It appears that the mountains have broken to the north, and that has caused landslides. They understand what earthquakes and stuff are. And so she explains that that's what this is. Although it doesn't happen very often here, it does happen on occasion. She explains they're basically trying to figure out what's the best way to render as much aid to the people that are in distress as possible. And that's the conversation they're having. They pretty much ignore you. They let you stand around and look, but they're not really involving you with anything.
It's fine. Just want to get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah. So they're kind of they're going into FEMA mode. Right. Akira.
Yes, sir.
You make your way to Kobayashi's quarters.
Are his quarters in the tunnels?
Well, they're kind of close. They're sort of like in the base of the keep, not far from, I guess, like an intersection of the main tunnels. Okay. You get down there, he is not there.
Does it look like does his room look okay?
His room looks like the rest of the rooms. They've all kind of like had some kind of damage to a degree, and things have been thrown around.
Okay. Do I know how to access the tunnels?
Investigation roll.
Make an investigation roll. I thought you'd never ask. Does my search emphasis apply?
Are you going to search for stuff in here, or are you going to...
No, I'm searching for the tunnels.
Going out. Yeah, go on then. Why not? Okay.
What did I
20?
get?
22 by the
22.
Nice. Yeah, you kind of have a look around, and you do indeed find the tunnels. You find a shoji screen and a painting that has got... In fact, after all the sort of like the shaking, it's kind of actually opened up one of the tunnels. The fake walling has kind of like broken, and so you can actually see one of the tunnels behind it. Yeah, it's dark and made of stone in the tunnels. Anything, do you want to go into them, or are you...
Do I want to go into the tunnels? They have artifacts and relics down there, and the dead, don't they? Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful of the dead. No, I'm not going to go in the tunnels. So I suppose I will go back to where Ayami and the others were.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of make your way back to where Yami and stuff were. As you're sort of making your way back, you see this crab samurai kind of making his way, and he sees you, and he kind of like, he sort of waves, and he says, Kitsune-san, what's going on? Sounds like the mountain is coming down.
It is an earthquake.
Do you need any help? Does anybody need any help?
I do not know.
Okay, he says.
Do you need help?
No, I just wanted to kind of help and see what I could do.
Where are you heading?
I was just seeing if there was anyone else around. I mean, everyone seems to be running off from various different places, and I just wasn't sure what to do.
Where did you come from?
I was up in my room. He basically points in. So he's got rooms on the same sort of level as you guys. He says, so I was asleep. And
How close are we to that tunnel entrance that I discovered?
Probably, it's like a 5-minute walk, 3-minute walk. It's not far.
Do I get the sense that that's where he was headed?
I mean, turns out paranoid you want to be.
Kira? His dial is going up to 11.
Okay. Well, he kind of looks at you and says, kind of takes a step back for a second, and he draws his tanto, which he has sort of like just in his like folds of his clothing, right in front of you. And he kind of he goes to grab you.
Unhand me, sir. What is the meaning of this?
He pushes you towards the wall, and he takes a step forward past you towards the corridor that you came down. There is a person standing in the corridor. They are wearing sort of this dark armor, and there's this sort of weird sort of misty black inkness that's sort of floating around them. And he takes a couple of more steps towards this being, and he basically grabs his hand around a piece of jade which is around his neck, and he says, "Stay back," to you, Akira. And he looks at him and says, "You shan't be here, foul Shadowlands creature." And he rushes the creature in front of you. Akira, what would you like to do?
Do I know? So what do I know about these creatures in terms of how they can be harmed?
Why don't you, sir, make law Shadowlands? Do you have short law Shadowlands?
I have no such thing.
Excellent. Make an intelligence roll, unskilled.
So I just click on intelligence, right?
Yep. And then when you go onto intelligence, click the unskilled roll box. Nada. You have never in your entire life ever come across anything or actually had to deal with anything tainted or corrupted in your life.
For our listeners, I rolled a 4.
Oh, you know nothing.
But do I know anything about... was I around when they were discussing the jade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're aware of that.
I'm too close for range, right?
Yeah, and you probably don't have your bow on you because you're...
Right. Do you think I would have my Kenjutsu with me?
Yeah, I mean, most samurai would have their daisho or their wakizashi, which is their short sword, which is the symbol of their clan, their home, their spirit. But a lot of samurai carry with them the whole thing as the daisho is a symbol to show that they're samurai. So you probably have that with you if you were kind of going about, especially if you were like thinking, oh, there might be trouble somewhere. I'll take my daisho with me.
Okay, so I'm going to draw my Kenjutsu.
Okay. Yeah, you grab out your katana, and so you see that the crab rushes this thing, and he basically goes to town, sort of like stabbing it as he kind of grabs it. The creature grabs the crab after being stabbed a couple of times, and then throws the crab through one of the shoji screens into one of the rooms, and then it looks at you and takes a couple of steps forward. It doesn't appear to have any weapons, and it looks like a form. It looks like a samurai in armor, but with this kind of like inky black kind of darkness around it. So you can't make out its face, or you can't make out any kind of real kind of features. Okay, we'll leave you there for a minute, Akira.
Why, thank you.
That's okay. Ayame and Hiroshi, you're sort of watching Nori basically tidier coming up and just kind of like getting her sort of settled, I suppose.
Has a servant come to help clean up the room yet?
Yes, there's a servant that's kind of like come in, and she's sort of like cleaning up all the sick and all that kind of, and the ichor and stuff.
Hiroshi will be stood by the door, but close enough he can keep an eye on Nomi and Akami.
What's Ayame doing?
Asking Nori if she has any idea of what could have caused this.
She looks at you worried. She says, I think, Ayame-sana, that...
Take a moment, gather yourself.
But this would be more of a theological thing or a spellcrafting thing than an illness. I don't think it's something she ate. She sort of like smiles half neat, sort of like to amuse herself, but also to kind of not be as worried, unless she ate some kind of pufferfish or something. But I think this is definitely something to do with yourself. I'm not really kind of one with the ways of the kami or Shinsei or anything like that. It's definitely not something physical that she's done. It must be some kind of spiritual thing. She looks at you with those eyes that kind of go, please help.
I am leaning towards the same way of thought. It sometimes helps to ask others who might not have insight to get a raw opinion.
She nods and she says, I definitely think there's nothing more that I can do for her. She's spiritually compromised, I think.
Well, if that's the case, could your skills and talents be spent better elsewhere?
She says, yes. She sort of like bows and says, I will see if I can help elsewhere. She gets up and makes her way towards the doorway.
I guess with that, I'll probably see if I can reach out to the Earth Kami to see what the fuck is going on.
Absolutely. Why don't you commune with them?
I shall commune with them. So I've used one earth already. I got one earth left. So that will be commune in the ring of earth.
So you've got a target of 10.
No void. Use a spell slot. No affinity.
So you get to ask 2 questions. For every raise you get, or you want, you get another 2 questions, I think.
Yeah, I'll probably avoid using raises. My rolling has been crap today.
So just a good old difficulty of 10.
Rolling the dice.
Oh, look at that. Should have gone for
20.
raises. Okay, right. Well, you kind of start to chant, and you get that familiar sort of deep rumble of the air kami. Oh, sorry, the air kami, the earth kami. Say, what do you wish?
What caused the earth to rumble?
Darkness and flame. Something is coming. Something is upset. The earth and the void.
I'm trying to find a decent way to word this. Crowdsourcing. I want to find out what happened to our friend here and not get a vague answer.
I mean, there's the fun in that. Anyone want to put together a question? What is it you want to get out of? What would you like to get? What's happened to?
Yeah, I want to figure out what happened to her.
What currently afflicts our companion, and where did it originate?
That's 2 questions, though.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. You can ask that.
All right.
Could we say, tell me what you know about what afflicts our companion and its origin? Because that's a single instruction rather than 2 different questions.
And please be specific.
Please be specific. Okay. So what you see, Hiroshi, is that the stone starts to sort of move around and under Akari.
Hiroshi strikes it repeatedly with his katana.
You break your katana on the stone. The Earth Kami says, she is infected with the taint, but it is not corruption, it is darkness. She is corrupted with the nothing.
Can I roll Shadowlands lore to see if I understand that?
You can't hear any of this. It is really a Yami in her brain that can hear this. It's not something you can hear. This is something that I am unable to, or that we are unable to rectify. There is more coming.
Hiroshi will see me nodding at least, but...
Yeah, you do the nothing.
And then I would respond, thanking the Kami for their replies.
And kind of melds back to the way it was, and the Kami are gone. Meanwhile, Akira,
Those who are about to die salute you.
would you please... I'm not going to make you roll for initiative, that's fine. Would you like to hit this thing?
Yes, I think Akira is dumb enough to do that.
Excellent. So make a Kenjutsu roll. Your difficulty is 25.
Can't remember if I have an emphasis in this skill or not.
No, but you've got... you've only got Kenjutsu for 2, so you don't have Mastery yet.
Okay.
No, so you don't... I don't think you have. I think it's just a straightforward roll for you. What do we get? Okay.
I got a 20.
It's a 20. All right. Yeah, so you go to attack it. You hit it. As you hit it, your katana flies through its arm and its shoulder. It does not come in contact with anything. It just zips straight through.
As if it were transparent.
As if it were transparent. It then grabs you. Let's see if it grabs you. What is your target number to be hit? I think it's 23 for you.
Yes, that's correct.
I rolled a...
You rolled a question mark as far as I'm concerned.
I rolled a...
Which means you missed.
24. Look at that.
How do I know that's true?
Got 3-8, which I keep. So
You don't,
have to
Marco.
trust
Welcome
me.
to the wacky world of RPGs.
What's that? How do you trust the GM? I mean, it's just crazy. I chose not to pick the 1, the 6, the 2, and the 6. I went for the 3-8. Yes, I rolled 7 dice. It kind of grabs you and it throws you.
Ouch.
And it throws you into one of the walls for 15 damage. So on your character sheet, you should be able to put in your wound suffered. If you just type in 15, it'll automatically drop you down to the next level and you'll see where you land. There'll be a tick. So you'll see there'll be a penalty. So your penalty now for everything, so you are grazed, that you will have a -5 to all your rolls.
Lovely
Hooray.
system you've got here.
Indeed. As soon as you kind of get thrown into the wall and you kind of like slide down a bit, the crab comes running out of the room and slams into the side of this thing, stabbing at it repeatedly.
And he's not going through it.
No, he seems to be able to grab it and stabbing at it, but it doesn't look like it's doing very much.
I will say to the crab, this creature is beyond us. We must find help.
The crab looks at you for just a brief second and is like, it says, "Fuck you, Mantis," as he keeps basically trying to stab it, knee it. He's trying to push it into the wall. He's trying to smash its head into the wall. He's just like furiously just going at this thing.
I think instead of like, "Fuck you, Mantis," "Your cowardice betrays you," would be a little bit more on theme.
It probably would be if he was that...
But is it cowardice if my sword just goes right through it and
No.
I'm unable to make any kind of dent? That's not cowardice.
I mean, that's...
Continuing
Definitely-
to fight would be suicidally stupid.
Well, cowardice is in A, the eye of the beholder, and B, the eye of the survivor. So if you escape and he dies horribly, it is what you want it to be.
Welcome to the world of Five Rings. Yeah, so he's basically, he's properly trying to like push it against the wall, trying to stab this thing. He's trying to elbow it and knee it. He's doing all sorts of stuff to this thing. But it doesn't seem to be doing a huge amount, or at least it doesn't appear to be connecting as much as you'd like. Hironobu, you're standing there, sort of like looking at them. And I would like you to make a perception investigation check, I think.
14, since I don't have investigation.
Okay. Just out of the corner of your eye, you can see coalescing in one of the corners this darkness that seems to sort of like be just oozing out of the wall, maybe. It's just in the corner of the room. and it's starting to take a vague shape.
I stand up and I, take my hand to the katana, and I will say, "Do you see the same thing I see there on the wall?"
They look at you and they kind of look in the same direction. The marshal of the group, or all the martial NPCs of the group, immediately go to grab katanas, wakazashis, whatever else weapon they have to hand, and they draw them. The old lady and the other two, who look like shigenjas, take a step back. One of them pulls out a scroll. They kind of look towards you, and the daimyo says, "I do indeed."
Yuma-san, what is this?
"I do not know," he says.
Could it be the Shadowlands, the corruption?
"Looks like they have infested our lands."
I see. Can I position myself to protect the daimyo? I mean, I guess everyone is doing the same thing.
They're all doing the exact same thing. Then the daimyo, though who's pulled his sword, is clearly not the person who's going to be doing anything. The others are all stepping forward because they do not want the daimyo to get involved in this. Okay, Akira, back to you.
I guess I will try again to connect with this foe.
There is a possibility that you might hit the Haruma.
There is? How's that?
Well, because he's in hand-to-hand with them, and
Right.
you're...
And what is that possibility? How does that work?
basically, you're at -5 already, so to whatever you're going to get. If you flummox the roll and you fail, then there's a random chance that you might hit him.
Well, he told me to fuck off, so fuck him.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
Yeah, you kind of go to stab it, obviously trying to avoid hurting the crab, and your sword goes through it, but your hands connect with the creature. So where you've got your hands on the tuba, you push it in, and it kind of goes in until it gets to where your hand is, and then your hand stops, which is kind of weird because you don't obviously do enough damage because you're just pushing into it. But you realize that you can touch it, but your weapon can't.
Jujutsu time.
It kind of goes to grab the crab. Poor crab.
Fuck him.
It throws the crab back through into the room that it came from, and he kind of like rolls on the floor, dropping the jade shard that he was clutching in his hand.
How far away is this jade shard?
It's just on the floor. You can pick it up, and as a movement action, you can pick it up.
I will pick it up. And can I also attack again?
You can indeed. Guessing using jujitsu.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I have a 7.
You're very, very kind of disheartened by this thing. You kind of grab it, and you kind of go to sort of like move around with it, and you sort of pushing each other into the wall, into the shoji screen, but you can't quite get a handle on it to hurt it, and it seems incredibly strong. Hiroshi.
Hiroshi is still sat there watching Ayame talk to herself.
You hear a crash as around the corner comes Akira and the samurai clad in black, and they appear to be fighting with each other.
How does Akira look to be faring?
They're just like, they're literally in a jiu-jitsu sort of like pose, trying to like push each other and move. So they're just kind of like moving around all over the corridor. They've just literally come around the corner.
If the fight starts coming in their general direction, Hiroshi will dive in. However, he's going to stay at the moment with his guarding the door to protect Ayame and Nori.
Okay, Nori is now gone. She's left.
Okay. But yeah,
So it's just Ayame and Akami.
If it looks like the fight, sorry, I meant Akami, not Nori. If it looks like the fight starts to go against Akira, and it's coming in his direction, Hiroshi will dive in. But at the moment, protecting the Shugenja is the most important thing.
Ayame.
I'm going to remember this.
Charlotte.
Hiroshi-san.
What does Yami want to do?
I am disconnected now from the Kami, yeah? I am going to poke my head out, see what's going on, but probably not act, because, like, narrow corridors and
Yep.
shoji screens and fire and
Yes.
all that might not be good. So I'm going to keep an eye on our friend here and try and puzzle together what the Kami have said.
Yeah, you definitely can feel sort of like, you can hear the kind of like the shouts, and then you can hear there's definitely something going on within the keep because you hear other shouts going on. Hironobu, did you want to sort of like step up and do it yourself, or are you going to let the dragon deal with it and you just sort of like stand by the side? Or
No, I will take this opportunity to prove myself.
Okay. Well, in that case, make an Ijutsu roll. You definitely are not going to have time to center yourself this time.
So I see this darkness taking body, like corporating.
Do you have a sword, don't you?
Yes.
You have your special sword, I think.
Yes, I do. So I will roll with no emphasis. I get 22.
Okay, that's fine. This one only needs a 20. Roll for damage.
27.
Nice. Yeah, your special katana, your family's failed katana, sings through the air as you take a step forward and you go through the body of the coalescing darkness. And as you do that, you hear this whine, almost like a scratching sound, as I guess the equivalent would be nails on a chalkboard kind of sound, as you go through the body of the coalescing darkness, and your blade touches something deep in the sort of darkness, and you bring it through. It seems to have done something, but you don't know what. It definitely has not destroyed it or anything, but you've definitely done something to it. In which case, the others then step forward and also go to attack it, and they have the same amount of success that Marco had, or that Akira had, with his katana. But back to Akira, you guys are fighting.
We forgot to use my overconfident disadvantage.
We did.
Yeah, I was supposed to roll a perception at a TN 20.
But you're clearly overconfident anyway, so it's fine.
And I'm a daredevil.
Doing everything you should be doing.
All right. Can I spend a void point?
You can.
I am going to spend a void point to try to attack this creature again.
Well, there you go.
I have a 30. What's the damage for Jiu-Jitsu?
It's your strength.
So is that a strength roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old strength roll. Although, actually saying that, I think your guy has 3 in Jiu-Jitsu, does he not?
He does.
So I think you might get something with having a rank of 3 in Jiu-Jitsu. Let me just check.
Rank 3 mastery. Yep. The damage of all unarmed attacks is increased by +1.
So when you go to do the damage with your strength, you can add roll modifier 1.
Okay, and we keep the wound penalty check?
No, you can get rid of that because it only affects to
Okay.
hit, doesn't roll for damage. So you roll 4 dice, keep 3.
21 is the damage.
Nice. Yeah, you grab it and you smash it. I don't know. What is it you're going to do to the thing? I mean, you're using jiu-jitsu, probably throwing it into something or something along those lines.
As we're like, locked in this grapple, I suppose, and he's clearly superior in strength, and it is the one that's sort of like pushing me down the hallway, but I'm too stubborn to let go. So he can't really throw me, I suppose. And so we're trying to struggle to get the upper hand with each other, and he's basically pushing me down the hall, and then so I use the wall as leverage. So I've got I sort of scrabble up the side of the wall with my feet, use that as leverage to get onto the other side of him. I get onto the other side of him, and then I shove him against the wall and throw him into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear something crack or snap, and again you hear that sort of sound like nails on a chalkboard, and it kind of says something, but you can't understand what it says. And as you do that, Scott, you see out of one of the shoji screens, the crab comes running out again as he comes running towards it, and power drives it into the wall in the same place that
I know
Akira has pushed it.
I know you've been referring to him as the crab. Is this Daisuke?
Yes. He goes in with his knees and his elbows, and he's basically trying to beat the living daylights out of this thing. So Akira and Daisuke are basically both fighting this thing in hand-to-hand.
Can I Shadowlands lure this creature?
You can indeed Shadowlands lure this creature.
Because, using a minor skill that you took randomly is always good fun. Okay. It's not a great amount of dice, but it's a 14, 19? 14.
Okay. Yeah, it looks similar to a revenant, which is a more superior undead than that you're aware of. You're not aware of the revenants being this far north. They would usually be very far in the south. And they don't do this, but that's the nearest thing you can kind of give it. It's this undead creature that's sort of a more powerful form of undead than a zombie or a fallen samurai.
Have I got any information that is there anything I can shout out that might help?
Why not? Yeah. So you know that jade will affect them if they are touched by jade. It will hurt them. The only real thing really to destroy them really is to take the head off.
Okay. I will shout that down the corridor to them.
Okay. You can hear the crab swearing and cursing as he's punching and kicking the thing. Yame, you can obviously hear this as well. But you are with Akami. She's starting to sort of like open her eyes. And she looks at you. And she says, she grips your hand. She says, they're here. They're here. And she's sort of like really squeezing your wrist.
We know.
The mountain is broken. The darkness and fire is coming. We need to do something.
You need to rest.
She looks at you. She flutters her eyes open and she then lays back and she shuts them again. And she starts to breathe very shallow. Akira.
I have one void point left. Since I heard Hiroshi-san and I have the jade that the crab dropped, can I have that in my hand? And
yeah,
then that is what I will do.
What would you like to do with the jade?
I'm going to shove it into his mouth.
Okay.
Make him choke on it.
Okay.
If he has a mouth.
If he has a mouth.
But you said I can't see his face because...
yeah, so. I mean, you can try and put it where you think its mouth might be.
Okay, as long as it's touching him, yes. But do I have an emphasis? No, I don't. Okay.
Tell you what I'll do. I will...
What will you do, Sir Ed?
What will I do? I will roll for the Haruma, who... Are you going to say anything to the crab? Are you going to say, let's get this, like, jade in its...
Nice of you to join us. Let's get this jade in his mouth.
He gives you a very dirty look, but he's also smiling like a crazy person.
I've rolled a 30.
That'll do. Yeah, so he basically is grabbing an arm and pushing him against the wall, giving you the time to like shove this piece of jade into its mouth. Make a normal strength roll for me, as you would for normal damage. You don't forget to add your +1 to roll. Okay.
20.
That's a lot of damage. And then can you roll me... Just check how corrupted is this thing. Roll me 4d10. Take the total. Do another further 31.
That's a 31, yep. Ooh.
Yeah, you basically shove it into whatever its face is, and you kind of like smash its jaw up against the wall, and the jade breaks in its face, mouth thing, and all of a sudden there's this explosion as the thing that you were holding on to disappears. You and the Haruma kind of like fall into each other, and it shatters loads of little pieces of jade everywhere. Almost like a firework of jade everywhere. Hironobu.
We'll attack again this thing with Kenjutsu now.
Yep, it's Kenjutsu.
Since I see that I did, I will try to position myself in a kind of more favorable position since all these other bushes are moving around. And I will try to move around and attack.
Okay, go for it.
Can I have emphasis katana, but I don't know, a katana, ninja, many things. Does this count as an emphasis or is just...
Yes, if you've got the emphasis katana, then yeah, absolutely. So just click the emphasis and it just means you get to re-roll the ones.
20.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so we'll use my fail katana again. 17.
Yeah, the katana sort of like slices through the creature and it makes out another one of these horrendous noises, and it kind of like grabs one of the other bushi and throws that bushi to the floor as it's making its way towards the daimyo. It's kind of, even though you've hurt it and you kind of move to the side of it, it's now ignoring you and making its way forward towards the daimyo. And as it points at the daimyo, it says, "Lord Zurai, I have come to collect the debt